Hey there, nobody. It this is how streams will work when I don't announce it beforehand. I just start streaming. But yeah, nothing too crazy, hopefully. Hey there, B man. How's it going? Hey there, Arkham Noob. Welcome, welcome. I'm doing all right. Thanks for asking, B man. My my apartment's air conditioning broke, so feeling a little bit hot. But beyond that, the thankfully this is it is summer, but it's summer in Denver, and Denver is not the hottest place in the country. I'm glad to hear Arkham Noob because today is definitely a coding day. Let's see. Reminds me. What was I trying to do with the? Does anyone know offhand a good networking solution? Like just for like doing like what's it called? I just like just to make it so that just a good optimized one. Because I'm gonna have to do some stuff with remote events probably. So, right. Hey there, Nigel. Welcome. Let's see. Today we're going to be working on getting the getting all the combat stuff working. Hopefully. Okay. Let me get checked. Did Rojo not work? What's going on here? Let's just reload this window. Okay. So if we succeed. Today, we will have an actual layered like weapon class, essentially. Um, that's the hope, at least. Okay, so power controller service. Okay, so now, are combat animations getting reworked? So I mean, I am improving how I do the logic. I can tell you that the current animations are definitely not the highest grade. But it's not the highest priority right now. It'll be easy to swap out later on once we have more time. Like right now, as you notice, none of the buildings have interiors. It's like there's a lot of things right here which we were just getting the first draft thing on, and I feel like animations wasn't the thing which people were missing the most. But yeah, well, especially as we build out different attacks, we're gonna really do cool stuff with that. So add power. Um, let's see. Okay, so let's just write this out. Nice. I think we should have this work on power IDs instead of power data. That reminds me, I really need to get my Vim skills going. All right, so really, well, hey, thank you for stopping by, awful guy. Yeah, no, I have been keeping up with this game uh, since 12th grade. Though it's not a competition. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. Okay, so now it's funny that's how old I was when I started Superhero Life 2. I started it a month before I turned 19, maybe 2 months, sometime October, November. Yeah, so yeah, time flies by. I appreciate it. You too, awful guy. I mean, yeah, no, I think I never expected how much people would really bond with the making suits thing. I mean, I knew that people would like it. I didn't expect to see like YouTube videos, people like showing how to make certain characters. I think that's really cool. I would love to see more of that. Uh, I'm not. Let's see. I'm not sure. You're saying I was young? Yeah, I mean, I guess 18 is young. Yeah, yeah, I'm 20, 26 or 20. I think I'm 26. Yeah, I'm 26. Okay. Sorry. The age just keeps on changing. It's hard to keep up. Um, so let's see. So we have a library. So let's just let's take this code and tear it apart. No. Well, yes, kind of. Okay. Okay. So okay. So import power controller service. Got a init. I have been doing it for a long time. Really, considering how long I've been doing it, I feel like I should make it look completely effortless. And if I ever struggle, it means that I've made a horrible. life choice in pursuing this career. Because I've been doing it for, what, 16 years, 15 years? Like, I've been doing it since I was 10. So, I hope I'm good at it. Yeah, it's not even a compliment at some point. It's just like, yeah, you better be good at this, otherwise you are, you chose the wrong career. But I'm pretty happy with my job. I enjoy it a lot. So I was 10 when I started making games. I didn't start actually engaging with the scripting stuff until I was 12. Um, and I didn't script a whole game from scratch, no free models, until I was 16, 15, 17. So, you know, okay. So anti-gravity flight. That reminds me. Okay, so sudo em, where are you? Okay. I'm just gonna, because I can tell this is going to become a very long list, I'm just going to proactively throw all that together. Okay, so now we have dual hammer. So let's also have handgun. Dual handgun. Kind of a new setup. I actually will have a new setup next time. I'm getting my desk delivered today. Right now I'm using a kitchen counter. I just adjusted the camera that I have. I also changed the app. So the camera crashing, in theory, should be over. So that'll be nice. Um, but yeah, also I have the windows open a lot more. Yeah, I changed the camera size as well to, because I feel like, allows me to be a bit more expressive. And also my head is less likely to drift out of the screen. But yeah, let me know what y'all think. Um, back to focusing on this. Okay, this looks pretty good. Really? Well, guess what? We're remaking Superhero Life 1 and 3. So you'll get to see all of them come back. Okay, so we have power control service, power ID, sword, handgun, anti-gravity flight, sword, handgun. Okay. Okay. So init character. So my thinking is that I will be open sourcing the original Superhero Life game. So like, if you want to have access to the old one, you should still be able to, because I'll just open source it and you'll be able to explore that, and that should be pretty good. Yeah. So no worries with that. I'm gonna make sure this doesn't become like lost media, the original Superhero Life games. But I also don't want to maintain them forever, especially not the old version, because there's a lot of bugs. Things are falling apart. There's been this weird error in Superhero Life 2 recently where a lot of people are getting their data corrupted. Like, it's just a mess. And so the sooner I can get this stuff swapped out, the better, honestly. Um, let's see. So power controller service. Yeah. Huh? Yeah. Basically, like, I want, um, what's it called? Whenever something breaks, if you wrote the code good in the first place, it's a lot easier to fix, and it's a lot easier to avoid it breaking to begin with. And so, if I basically, if I want to make these games last long, I have to go through and remake the entire backend. Oh yeah, no, well, that's the thing. It's a glitch. I think it's actually an exploit. I think it's something where someone is going in and manually messing up people's data, because it doesn't happen universally. And there doesn't seem to be any pattern as to the kinds of things people do to mess it up. But oh well. But it'll be fixed in the new one for sure. Yeah, and at the very least, the new data will have versioning. So if your data gets broken, I can just roll it back rather than delete it, which is my current only option. Okay, so power control service, add power. Okay, so let's just make an update function. Um, mhm. So let's see. The I wish I could make this on the other side of the screen. Oh well. Um, okay, so we have power. So what we're going to do is every time we make a change, we're going to then, I guess we should have to remove power, remove all powers. Okay, so remove powers and then remove all powers. That one's gonna be very easy because I literally just have to clear the table. Yay! Okay, so now here comes the difficult part, getting to update. Um, okay, so hey there, Bat Dude. Welcome. Yeah, we'll see. I bet we'll be able to unfreeze me before GTA 6. I think we might even be able to unfreeze me this year. Let's see. Is y'all suit editor working? Because it ain't for Mister. Ah, yeah, no, this is the data glitch I was talking about. Yeah. Unfortunately, that means your data got messed up possibly by a hacker, and I will need to reset it manually, unfortunately. Um, I'm sorry about that. We're working on a remake to make the data stuff safer, but until that's done, the code's just so old. Um, what was I doing? What was I doing? Oh yeah. Mm, yeah, yeah. That dude, I'm doing okay. How have you been? Let's see. No, I'm just. Really? That's cool. What kind of game? Yeah, no, the CJ NPC's been frozen since I was a junior in college. Since I was 2021. It's been a while. Ooh, nice. Those are always fun. Superhero Life 4 actually started out as a Battlegrounds game with me and Ryan, but then it obviously infinitely overscoped and never came out. So learn from my mistakes. Keep the scope small. Um, so powers destroy. Ooh, I like the multiverse angle. That'd be pretty fun. So that, yeah. Let's see. So power controller service update. Okay, so if if so local player local player. And then okay, so then hmm, okay, so yeah, we should be able to get a bunch of cool. So we're going to start by porting over the previous um, powers, and then but we're going to be sort of modernizing and expanding what they can do. For example, you're not going to just have like one animation. You could possibly have, a slash attack, a jumping stab attack. You could have like all of those for like a single weapon. And so we're really trying to build that out and then combine it with the fact that you should be able to layer your thing. So you should be able to fly, shoot lasers from your eyes, and like swing a sword at the same time. So that's how that's going at least. Yeah, that's why I'm doing all this weird stuff here, where like I'm defining very strange data structures, if that makes any sense. Um, let's see. Um, okay, so we should have it. So character scale. Really? Okay. Yeah, I do think, yeah, Homelander's a very fun character, though I do worry how y'all have seen that. This is not exactly an appropriate show for the average superhero Life 2 player, but, you know, it had some good scenes, good seasons even. Well, good seasons. I What we need is a second writer to like hit the first writer on the head every time they try to add an unnecessary gore scene, um, or like over the top preachy stuff. So don't get me wrong, I'm fine with political messages in TV show. I think that's fun. By all means, make it as inclusive and diverse, and yeah, show how like being nice to each other is cool. Um, but like, don't sacrifice a good plot to do that. And I feel like the most recent season they kind of messed that up, at least from what I've heard. Don't I know about it. I try not to think about it. Does that make sense? Um, okay. Don't You don't want to know. Okay, so we have this. I think that's pretty good. Okay, so now we just have to take this data. Okay. Action type. Okay, so what's the best way to go about this? Okay, so power data, handgun, ranged. Um, okay, so powers. Okay, so we have flight, sword, and handgun. And the requirements is that one of these is available, and Okay, let's just make it so that if you do have something that's a primary one, it that it'll flip it for the others. Maybe primary or secondary. Yeah, that seems like a valid enum. Let's do that. Yeah, primary or secondary. Okay, so now instead we are going to take this out. Um, okay, let's do that, and then we can just go through and handle that. Yeah, so it seems like, yeah, I'm trying to get it out within a month. Yeah, that's the dream. At least something playable. Thank you for stopping by, Arkham Noob. I appreciate it. Have a good rest. Let's see. And yeah, I'm honored to be the Bob Ross of Roblox games. Though I don't know if I have the same chill vibe, especially now when debugging. Okay. Okay. I think I have a new idea where instead, hmm, so let's throw that in here. so mandatory low priority, mandatory action, low priority, low priority, priority. Sorry, hard decision. Okay, so I think I have that. Okay, so now what we're going to have to do is we have to go into the power controller and start assembling these into an actual cohesive thing. Hey there, Eric. Welcome. Good to see you. Um, okay. How about let's make a little function for handling just the, why are the, what were the types and such all moved here? It's confusing. Anyway, so private functions, function get. All right, seems about correct. Ah, sorry to hear, Squid Stick. Though this is your certified DreamWorks panic attack moment, though. So congratulations. Okay. So question is, how do we sort these? I'm going to do this the long way instead. This way, whatever order it's in, it can just J do. If result ID Okay, so get power data is from. So now what we're going to do is local availability is equal to for k I action type in I pairs pseudo enum get. Okay, so we're going to have availability. Really? Okay, that makes sense. I mean, there's a lot of Marvel Lego sets, so yeah. Does it look good? Okay, so action priority. Gotcha. Makes sense. Did I hear about the upcoming Spider Noir series on Amazon Prime? I had heard about it. I heard about it because uh, Nick Cage was talking about how they had to scan him or something. Um, yeah, I mean, like that seems like a kind of thing where it could be good, if they do a good job. I really like the Spider-Verse movies, but it's kind of like how nobody was excited about well, I guess I wouldn't say nobody, but people were a lot more excited for Mandalorian season two than Mandalorian season one because it's kind of like a out of left field addition. Same thing with that one really good Star Wars TV show with the Rebels in it. It's not going to narrow down, and it's not Rebels. I don't consider it. It's the one where like the guy from Rogue One, Andor. Yeah, like nobody was excited for Andor, but then Andor was amazing. You know, and so if this is one of those situations, that's great. If this is one of those not situations, and it's just they, you know, we're just trying to print more money out of it. Well, because for every Andor, there's also like a Marvel TV show that did poorly. Like an Iron Fist. Yeah, no, I think Rogue One had some really amazing moments in it. I think the pacing overall is a bit rough. Like, frankly, I think the last third of Rogue One makes up for every other mistake in the movie. Uh, but really, like, just it is that last third. Um, So for our data, okay, so if, okay, so if, um, okay, local, okay, so let's just go through that. Okay. Uh, see, I think, yeah, no, I think that the Spider Noir series, like if they go all out with it, that could be good. I thought the Amazon Fallout series was okay. I think they can do a good job with the set design and such. Um, you know, I think I'm at a point in my life where I don't like getting excited for TV shows anymore because they're all just there's so much range in how good a TV show can be, I feel. Like even a series which is really good is just waiting to disappoint you, whereas a series that you don't usually like could all of a sudden hit something out of the park. Um, so, so I guess that second one is rare. So availability, if, so availability action type equals, really? Huh. I guess that speaks to how modern day Marvel is not what it once was. Okay, action type registry, action type. Okay, so then else local current value equals get value from enum item. Why's it yelling at me? Oh, okay. So now current value. Hey, nice. I uh, I I enjoy the Daredevil TV show, so I'm glad they didn't throw it away after the purchase of the rights back for Disney. It was fun getting to see him show up in what was it, the Spider-Man movie? I like that they kept that character. Though I will say that series has a big like I don't care at all about the side characters syndrome, you know? Like I don't care about Foggy Nelson. I don't care about the blonde lady. I don't want to see what they're up to. They're very boring. Um, Keep with the interesting ones, like the assassin lady and the psychopath with the skull. What's his name? Frank something. Those are the fun characters. I don't want to see the drama that the other ones get into. But maybe that's just me. Okay, so current value is less than new value, then else. Yeah, it's pretty rare. You almost, but I guess like well, in fairness, the Netflix shows did a good job at trying to not like trying to not establish too many canon events, you know? Like they made it look like they could be part of the MCU. Like they put in a lot of effort to make sure that they could be let in if that was valuable. So good on them, you know? It's kind of like the Batman Beyond tie over with Justice League. Like technically Batman Beyond didn't have to be part of that universe. It could have just been its own thing to an extent. But like they also made sure to maintain enough like compatibility between stuff like that you could go and retroactively add it. You know, it's like it's good planning. Yeah, yeah, man. What is wrong with Disney? They are unable to plan things out. You know, they couldn't plan out Star Wars. Um, the MCU long term just ended up losing its soul. Like, I think it's just because they always want to make more, and so they can never commit to an actual storyline that ends. It's just sad. Okay, so current value, new value. Okay, so low priority. Really? I didn't know there was. I didn't know there were that many mistakes. Especially considering they had a 3D model. Yeah, I I didn't like the Ahsoka TV show that much. For one, they need to be okay with recasting. Disney needs to get over this. Like I agree that Hayden Christensen looks young enough at a distance to play Anakin. He does not sound young enough. Just listen to the way Anakin spoke in episode 3 versus how he spoke in Ahsoka. It's literally like it's a completely different person. It's ridiculous. And I don't blame him. He aged. He's probably going to age much better than me. But like, my goodness, you can't just you haven't figured this technology out yet. I don't know. Um, I don't know. They're just messing up Star Wars really quickly at this point. I think that well no that's the thing. Like you could I think they could have done some cool stuff like with the voice. Like by all means, just dub over his voice with Matt Lanter. Like, this is the guy who plays Darth Vader, the most notoriously dubbed over voice in cinema. It's like, I don't know. Same thing with like Luke Skywalker in The Mandalorian. It's like y'all literally somehow happened to find a person who looks like Mark Hamill's son and you didn't use him, you know? You just you just painted it over. It's like if it looked good, I'm not like opposed to like CGI faces on like a moral level. Like I don't really care that they CGI Tarkin, but like it doesn't look good, you know? Yeah, yeah. You know a guy that looks like me as an old man? So me? Let's see. The action type registry. Is that how you spell rescind? Yeah, it is. I just didn't look right. Rescind availability. Okay, so now, I mean, Clone Wars. I feel like Clone Wars is obviously going to be accurate because it predates a lot of the Disney purchase stuff, if I remember correctly. Like it was so like that's still George's vision in a lot of ways. Um, and I think that the Bad Batch is really just carrying on a lot of that momentum. Ever notice this thing where like whenever you transfer media, you immediately lose all of the brains behind it? Like whenever Avatar goes live action, it sucks. Whenever let's see, whenever an anime becomes live action movie, it sucks. Whenever a video game becomes a movie, it sucks. It's because the people in the different media do not appreciate the first one in the right way. And that's what happened with Ahsoka. They are people who saw Clone Wars, who the people who made Clone Wars appreciated Clone Wars for what made it good. People who make live action TV don't get that. They don't understand how the pacing works. They don't understand how the characters are different. Just like, and it just it doesn't work. It's exhausting. Just why must they insist on this every time? Honestly, that's the one hope I have for AI. I want an AI that just takes a TV show and changes its media to like a live action one so that nobody ever does it again. I don't want anyone to ever manually do it again. You know? I'm tired of it. Y'all don't deserve it. Y'all don't deserve the privilege to remake a show in a new media anymore. You have burned that bridge far too many times. No, you make it in the media you're supposed to make it in, and then we can let an AI make all the variations to saturate the market. Okay? It's exhausting. Let's see. Well, Obi-Wan Obi-Wan was interesting. I think that Obi-Wan took zero risks and didn't get burnt. Well, Obi-Wan specifically did get burned in that one scene, but beyond that, like they had characters which everyone loved, Darth Vader, Obi-Wan. They liked everyone likes those characters. Literally, you could have had it's kind of like that one YouTube channel where like Superman and Batman are sitting in a diner together talking. It's not like the best, highest tier comedy ever. It's not like the smartest writing you've ever seen. But because it's Superman and Batman hanging out in a diner, it's inherently kind of fun, like just the novelty of it. And the novelty of Vader and Obi-Wan meeting again is just inherently interesting. And so, I don't know. I agree that Obi-Wan was a fine experience, but like if it wasn't, I would have been very shocked. What? No, you don't just leave that evil in the chat, Squid Stick. There's no way they're not going to have Tough be blind. That for one, that would make it that for one, it's stupid. Let's just get that out of the way. It'd be very stupid to make this character who's like single-handedly known for being the blind one. Um, you know, that's just dumb. Literally the whole cool thing is that when she touches the earth, she can see through the earth. It's like it'd be like if they made Daredevil not blind or something. Like, and then secondly, you know for a fact that every time they have a character with a disability, everyone in the world who has a disability or knows someone with that disability immediately bonds to it because of that, because they get that representation, because they feel seen. They feel like they can relate to the character in a way which they can't relate to others. And so if you take that away, that'll be a firestorm. If they do that, that is the stupidest thing ever. There's no way around it. Okay. I don't really care about Commander Cody. Is that a bad thing? He just, I mean, like Rex is just a better version of that in every way, you know? Like what even is Cody's character? Uh, like I think he has a fine design, but kind of has a little bit of Boba Fett syndrome, in my opinion, where like the the design alone elevated this character who had zero writing put into them. Okay, action type, so current value, new value. Our data.id. Okay, so let's see. So can we? Hmm, okay, I think I'm going to change how I do this logic a little bit from primary or secondary. Let's just remove that. That was never going to be a good idea. Oh my! The idea of removing a blind person from your show because you didn't want to make fun of them has got to be like the most infantilizing thing ever. These are people, you know? Heck, if you're so worried about that, find a blind writer, you know? They exist. Talk to blind people how they would feel about it. I very much doubt that the blind people will be like, the only way I want to be portrayed in media is never. It's ridiculous. There's a difference between like having a blind character in your show and like making the show about being blind. Like, don't get me wrong. I don't know if I was making a movie, I would not be comfortable making Black Panther for obvious reasons. Because, like, of course, I lack a lot of the inherent experience to really do justice to that kind of character. Um, but I could totally write a movie with Black Panther in it, you know? Like, I could write Captain America Civil War. I couldn't write Black Panther. You know, does that make sense? That's how it should be with Toph. Like, unless they're making the show like what it's like to be a blind person, you should totally be able to add her. It's ridiculous. Hey there, Zone. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so let's see how's this going? Okay. Mm, so if mm, ahead, stream. Let's see. Am I sitting up too high? All right. But yeah, that's what happens when you put all your brain. This is how you think all about code all these years. Your forehead just gets bigger and bigger. Yeah, it's really just I'm just preparing for my Megamind cosplay. Um, it's all about presentation. Um, oh yeah. So let's see. But yeah, welcome to the stream. Let's see. Well, I definitely would like the oh yeah, no, the big brain picture has never been more appropriate. Um, I'm glad to hear that Eminem is not being explicitly homophobic in that song. That's very nice of him. Um, good job, Eminem. Very cool. Okay, let's see if okay. Okay, so we have the action type registry. Yeah, no. First one to move is gay. The ultimate, way to find out potential dating interests. Yeah, I bet that's what all they do at gay bars. They just like stand still and then for like half a second and then say first one to move is gay and then they all give each other a high five. That's my guess at least. Let's see. English, I guess. I don't speak Spanish that well. I speak a bit of Portuguese, but not much. There's a meme? I don't know. What do I got to be ready for? I don't know. Should I have studied? Okay, so false. So now for power ID, if um, then requirements. Okay, so is passive false, true, no, false. Stop moving it. If, let's see, function get power data from power ID. All right. Thanks for stopping by, Eric. Gotcha. So do does English mean gay or does Spanish mean gay? What sexuality do I now possess? I'm in, I'm in Denver, so I'm not sure it'll change my life all too much either way. I understood that reference. It's funny, Zone. Yeah, but honestly, I feel like the people in that show are progressive enough to like, be totally okay. They all just run instantly. I've seen enough fan canon. Every character in that show is dating every character. So. Okay. I'm glad to hear you're saying happy, Zone. Yes, let me know, Squid Stick, what you have in mind. Apparently that's a sound I can make with my hand on. Huh. So that's a noise I can make with my mouse pad, apparently. Good to know. Can make a haunting scream. I think that's the fair response. That's the good ending. Hmm. No, I believe he means homosexual gaming zone. You know, the something that's totally cool and okay to be in modern day. Yeah, I'm sorry. This is what happens when you get all your LGBTQ insights from Eminem. You spend all these years thinking it means happy. It's all correct. It's all right, so it happens. Eh. Eminem has made a diss track against his own kids. Yeah, no, this is how you're supposed. This is the ideal way to come out, time traveling seal. Hmm. If I ever have any gay children, I hope they come out if in like a funny way. Like I want them to have like a sense of humor, you know? Because obviously my only response will be, "Hi, gay, I'm dad," and then that's just yeah. And then yeah, you know that's my only option. I don't know what that is. It's either very funny or very not appropriate for stream. But as I laugh, I'm going to guess very funny. Uh, so, hmm that's a good question. If you ever meet the Flash, you should definitely ask him that. That should be how you introduce yourself. Um, but Pride Month's over. Let's change the topic. We've been talking about this for like 20 minutes, and I feel like y'all, especially Zone, sometimes walks a little bit too close to the edge. So, for everyone's safety and continued presence on the stream. Um, yeah, new topic. Um, oh yeah, no, I don't blame anyone for us talking about it this long. It's just, don't want to have too much of a good thing. Da, da, da. If self-building. Okay, so self dot powers equals 0, then return end. Yay! Um, hmm. Zone. No, no, no. Oh, your Fortnite's not loading. Best of luck with that. Zone. I'm gonna put you in timeout. There's no air conditioner in my apartment. I'm grumpy. Yeah. My OC have a bunch of arcs to go with, and I'm not sure how to order them. Well, that's a tough one. What kind of? I mean, I feel like in some sense you kind of want to just choose. You shouldn't be doing arcs as like a linear thing. Ideally, you'd layer them. You know, like what's the overall long term arc for this character, and then what kind of then like just sort of subdivide internally to figure out what kind of stuff you know will help lead to that. You know. Sorry to hear your friends aren't on. I guess today is just a grump day for the stream. Most insane deletions. So you just start put the crazy stuff up front. Then the second you have the hook, move into the filler. Yes, we call this the bleach method. Hmm. Okay, so I believe we should. Now we should be set to actually go through and for I pairs do. Hmm. So unequipped power. Let's just instead let's do that. Was nil. Okay. So honestly, I did not know there was a clean version of that. Also, I didn't actually realize that was Sabrina Carpenter. I think I'd assumed it was Taylor Swift or something. Okay. The source of the character's powers, a mentor figure who feels responsible for him getting powers, military trying to clone him. I feel like there's a lot more interesting themes you could mess around with in terms of how of the mentor or the relationship with the mentor. The source of I think about this from a theme first perspective. Like, what is this character trying to achieve, and like what interesting aspects of life are revealed through that. So build made. Okay. Okay. So self build made is equal to blah. So from there, I should hopefully. Chronological order is. I mean, like at the end of the day, you have to choose. Like just because something happens in a certain order, I think that you lose a little bit of the mystery when you could choose to reveal something later on. If there's a mysterious reason why the mentor feels guilty about it, have that be a mystery for a little bit. Soak in it, enjoy it. Don't just just don't just jump to the end. Like that's the thing. A good movie is better watched, not read on Wikipedia. Like just the plot itself is not what makes a story good. Hmm. Actions. I I feel like you're going about the wrong way. Like, think about when you think about a story, think about the emotions of it first. Think about the human drama of it. Think about like how they're feeling. Like there's a reason that a lot of shows can succeed with a plot that doesn't make a bunch of sense. Like like the TV show Lost. It's because the plot itself isn't what makes a show good. It's the character moments. It's the emotions. And so I don't think you should be looking at this from like an arc as a way to deliver a plot. You should look at it as an arc as a way to deliver dramatic, compelling character moments. And I feel like you're kind of just viewing it as like a method to efficiently deliver plot. Um, you know, like I would love if you could take a step back and think, what are some dramatic character scenes? What are some high emotions we can get in these areas? What are the interesting parts? And then once you have those interesting parts, find a way to weave them together that explains the world, Like I promise you, people will fill in that. You don't have to even say all the plot. People like look at Five Nights at Freddy's or like any other online internet thing. If you don't explain all the details, people love that. People love filling in the gaps. Like they love theorizing, they love doing all that stuff. So like don't over explain. I guess that's what I'm saying. I'm no professional writer. The only thing I ever did was I took a game narrative class in college, and that was pretty helpful. But at the end of the day, your story. I just I would just hate for like all your good ideas to get weighed down by possibly some pacing issues. Um, okay, so I think this is working all right. Um, I guess me. I'm not a huge Taylor Swift fan, but I don't think anyone was assuming I would be. I don't think I'm the target demographic. I like a few of the songs though. It's just I don't know. There's something about her as a person that gets under my skin. Like it feels like a controlled artificiality almost. Like Like she plays the role of like being like this nice, down to earth, fun person, but is actually kind of toxic, you know, kind of makes it about themselves more than they should. Granted, I've never met this woman. I don't know, the vibes seem off. I don't know if I can really elaborate more than that. If you like her, that's fine. I just, you know, probably not a, probably not the person you should go to for your Swifty content. My sisters, though, if they ever get on YouTube, definitely. They like her a lot. Um, let's see. Let's see. Whip triggered. Move. I mean, hey, there's nothing wrong with having a general high level theme, you know? Like if you have like a cool aspect or just a cool vibe, you know, like all going to dinosaur times, we're all stuck in space. I think that that's obvious. That's probably going to be the first step. You gotta establish the setting. But once you establish that, you know, as you said, compelling character moments. Like try to pick from your own life. When was the last time you witnessed some drama? You know, like what you know, maybe it can be a friendship that turned sour, or a you know, a family member who went through hard times, or you know, don't make it too close. You don't want to like get you know get in on anyone else's privacy, but I think that's a good starting point for understanding the kind of things that people care about and how that changes and shapes their actions. You know, just empathy stuff. You know, like just um, even your own life, just like what the things you did, which maybe you're ashamed of, maybe you know you regret and would have done differently. Like because I think that's where the interesting things are. Because when shame is a situation where you did something that you regret, but you still did it. You know, like there's a conflict there inherently. And I think that's where you can really find these kind of interesting moments. What are the kinds of things that you know a person in space might regret? What could they have wished they would have done differently? And yeah, I think that's not a bad place to start. Um, Okay, so really, what's the similarity? Hmm. That'll be very interesting, considering that the mentor is probably viewed as a father figure to an extent to the main character. So you get to see what happens when you have a father figure for who's there for one person or one kid in a sense and not the other, and the kind of tension that probably creates. Question is, do you think the mentor figure here will appreciate that and change or not? That's hard to say. Mm. Well, it definitely sounds like you're going in the right direction in terms of establishing interesting character dynamics. Keep it up. Let's see what to do now. Um, okay, so we have this. So power control service. Okay, so on finish invoke local idle. So idle action. Okay. Self. Power made. So then, okay, so okay, so then I guess let's go. Um, hey there, Eric, how's it going? Okay, so let's now go back to the power library. Let's set this up. So mm, so mm, so clean up. And so now I think that's pretty good for that one. Um, let's see. Will we get a water update? Maybe. I think that, I do, excuse me, I do want the water to be, more immersive than previous games where it's just kind of been a complete illusion, covering up the void. But I don't know exactly how much I want to go into that because honestly, it's such a headache to get it to work, you know? Um, we'll see. We will see. What did we get done so far? I've mostly just been writing out the logic for how it handles the different permissions um, in the game, like the different power permissions. Like it knows, like, okay, so if you equip a sword and a gun, which hand does each one go to? What actions are no longer possible because you're holding two things? It's mostly just been organizing that stuff. But I'm pretty happy with it so far. It's just, it's kind of a slog to actually implement. Does Roblox have any pre-existing water mechanics? They do. They have the existing terrain water. My main issue with it is that I personally don't like the look of it. And also, like, let's say that you're a character who's on fire. If you jump underwater, you shouldn't be able to, you should extinguish, Like if you run super fast, you should be able to run over the water. These kind of things are relatively, there's a lot of examples of this that I feel do not necessarily become easy to do when you're using the vanilla regular terrain water. So I'm going to be aiming for custom water, but if the terrain water does end up working, I'll go with that. I'm not going to make my own just to be stubborn. Um, okay, so equip side type. Let's see. I think my desk is arriving. Just a second. All right. Uh, uh, let's see. I might pause and start that though. Just pretty early still. We'll see. We will see. Uh, uh, let's unpackaging stream. No, no. No, it would not be anything too interesting, and I would be swearing way too much for it to be a stream. Let's see. High priority, low priority, high priority. Power category type, melee. Um, How much of the power layering is done, do you think? Um, I think that I'll be able to possibly test in the next hour or two as to whether things are actually working. If it works, then that's great, and we can just keep on moving forward with stuff. The main things right now is I need to figure out how to do the triggers because I have solved sort of the equip unequip logic. The trigger logic that is going to be more interesting for sure. The mhm. Okay, so oh, that's it's a fact. Kind of sad, but hopefully the fans enjoyed it. So idle action. Those are some very poetic final words. I guess he knew he didn't have much longer. Otherwise, I can't imagine the brain that scene. Oh no, looks like you're in for a visit from Garfield. Hmm. Hmm. Huh. It is very interesting how Mark Hamill went on to have a very big voice acting career, you know? Let's see. All right, so I think mm, let's just see how this looks. That's funny. Really? Oh, I didn't know he voiced synced last time. I mean, I guess that makes sense. Very nice of him. Oh, looks like a memory leak. I just crashed studio. Sad. Wonder what I did. Hmm. Feel burnt out. I guess I did start work at 9 a.m. today, so it's about 10 hours. Mm. Okay, Eric, you still in the chat? I promise I will never work on the game without streaming that day, but I do not promise that all work will be done on stream because I think I think sometimes to hit a deadline, I'm gonna have to do like the occasional all-nighter or something, you know. But you know, we've been having longer streams. It's just I think that sometimes my social battery kind of fries, and I just need to have a TV show in the background and swear at my keyboard a little bit. Um, so I think I'm gonna balance some of the you know, if it's like you know at 11 p.m. at night. Yeah, I appreciate it, Eric. I know that you enjoy being around it, and I didn't want to like disappoint you. I just wanted to you know, I also know that the today's been a very social day for me, and this problem is giving me a headache with in the code, and so it's like I probably am juggling too much right now. I appreciate it. Thank you, man. Yeah, yeah. If any of the people in the streaming audience are going to get a a statue inside the game, it'd probably be you. Or a gravestone, realistically. I'm much more likely to put people's names on gravestones, because that's But hey, we'll get to that. All right. Well, have a great evening, y'all. Thank you for stopping by, and I will talk to you next time. All right. Bye. Peace.